Everybody can hear me. Thank you, Jonathan, for this great introduction. And I'm very happy to be here today and not being attached to this heartbeat detecting game Phaedra just previously mentioned, because it's so exciting. Luke, could you imagine that 1.5 years ago we met here, not here in Vienna, that I'm standing here now today? It's a great issue. So a couple of months ago, he wrote me an email and asked me, Hannes, could you please present what we have been doing? And yeah, I'm happy to present today what's the business relation between Wirtschaftskammer Wien, or Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Vienna, and Conteneo. So in 2014, we had an idea of, where's the pointer here? We had an idea of establishing an innovation strategy within our organization, both internally and for our members. And we put together all our services we have, which are related to innovation, and thought, okay, what else could we do? What is going to be important in the future? And this was, of course, collaboration, serious gaming. And I had a look around about the events we had in Vienna in 2014, and it happened to be that Luke had a workshop in Vienna, and unfortunately I couldn't attend this one, but I wrote him an email and said, have you got time for a coffee? And that was the moment where we started to work together. It was a real great time. And what I would like to present you today are just basically two things. What is Vienna about? Vienna is an economic region, and what is my organization doing in support of economic growth and for our members. And the second thing is then really what I'm invited to here for today is to tell you the, so to say, hidden insights about building up new services in a rather large organization in European terms. And not leaving apart the budget from the first time, but giving you hidden insights how to approach public entities in a way that it is going to be interesting for you. And I had several talks in the beginning with a couple of people of you, and I hope there might be an interesting story for you. So I promote Vienna as a place to be for several reasons. Within Austria, it's 1/4 of the entire GDP, which is produced there. Despite all these economic terms, like most of the regions in the world, we are growing now with the startup community, and we are in support of international headquarters, which are located here in Vienna as well. There are about 200 of them. And if you look on the map, it's a kind of geographical hotspot. On the one hand, going to the east, you have all these opportunities for emerging markets within the European Union. Going to the west, you have all the knowledge centers you have at hand. If you draw a circle around this specific mark, about 500 kilometers, you're basically on every innovation hotspot in Europe, leaving London apart, which is of course also one, and Paris. But we're kind of in the center. And from an American perspective, distances are not far. Had to look at data, which presents that we are doing well in innovation terms. So I found this one. This is a study from 2014 representing the innovation capacity for cities in the world. There are 500 cities evaluated. So Vienna is on the 6th place. San Jose on the first one, the San Francisco region. There's a study of 2015 where Vienna is already on the 3rd place. So we're well on track. Of course, there are other studies presenting other figures. It's always depending on the variables you're using. But basically, in every study, we are under the top 10, maximum top 15 cities with regard to innovation. So these are some markets economic structure figures, what is it about, when I heard a very beautiful presentation of Dion Hinchcliffe yesterday, and when he is talking about small enterprises, he says about, what was it, about 500 employees and so on, you know. In European terms, it would be kind of different. The European Commission says every enterprise having more than 249 employees is a large enterprise. And that's more or less representing the entire European economic structure, Austrian as well. And looking at Vienna, 99 point something % of our members are small and medium-sized enterprises. If you look at that. So if we target innovation for our members, we target it for rather small, medium-sized enterprises and have some flagship initiatives, of course, in addition for the large enterprises which are located in Vienna as well, to really serve all our enterprises in a good way. But you can feel the primary focus of the number of our members at least. Bringing me to the number of employees, as you can see, quite some employed workers and also foreign workers there. And this is my organization, the entire organization. We are structured in a way that in every country we have one local chamber, and above that there is a federal chamber. So in total we have 10 economic chambers, and they're all self-standing bodies, so to say. They're all independent from each other, but of course working together. And Vienna, on the upper right side, that is my chamber, where I'm working in. The size of this organization, I will go through that quite quickly. Just to give you a show, we have mandatory membership, and we have a size of 130,000 members in Vienna alone. Annual budget and the employees are the way that we can serve our members the best way in these 3 pillars. These are also 3 strategic purposes for serving them, which is lobbying, making political decision-making, service, direct service, and the education. Many of our employees are in the education service as well, about 250 or so in there. That's the internal structure. We have 7 divisions covering all the sectors. And then we have the management department, so to say, or policy departments, and the one in yellow, that's where I'm working in. And in addition to that, 10 educational institutes. That's it about the organization. I just wanted to give you a brief overview about it and to let you feel that we have a quite broad network internally, but also externally. And now here it comes to the real presentation and to the challenges of implementing new services. And it's more or less exactly how that picture shows, and I really love that picture, because it's riding up a hill in a car with no engine and not seeing the top, yeah? That's kind of the picture. It's to implement new service. And especially in this case, in our case, what I made it up to these points that are standing here, and it's really with regards to our special business case. Of course, from the academic side, there are different other factors that are important for implementing new service in a rather large organization. But for our specific case, I would like to go through these and give you insights into these. So the first was the timing, so the time. And I personally think now it's the time to come with IT. It wasn't 10 years before, it's now. On the one hand side, from an Austrian perspective, we have this strategy, openinnovation.gv.at, where Austria tries to implement and is probably the first country to implement an open innovation strategy and to align with other nations in the world. for that. It started last year. There is everybody can participate, and everything that is gathered in there goes to the Parliament, and decisions will be made on how we deal with open innovation in this large framework, with this huge topic in general, in all sectors, also social sectors, of course. Economic growth is a big topic in Europe, in Austria as well. So the growth curves like we have in India, China, or somewhere, they're not quite the same. And basically everything that has the potential to leverage this is very welcome. The social dimension, we have to talk today that not everybody still is computer literate. Even if I'm standing here in Microsoft office, and we have heard several talks today and yesterday as well, but it is not, and and we have to care about this. Right. There are still people on the market not having email addresses, doing business, which is absolutely fine when they succeed. And if they not succeed, we're in support of them. But it's changing, and it's now at the moment it's changing. I love the word generation heads down. Do you know that? Everybody knows that? And the generation heads down is not a generation of today. It goes to the generation before us, and the generation after us is already generation head down. So it's broadening, this wording. And what was previously a PC is now a laptop. What was a laptop will become a tablet. What's a tablet will be a smartphone. There are these new initiatives where you can unfold your smartphone and make it a tablet. I don't know if you know it. So it's very easy if I can have a smartphone and just unfold it with the flexible screens and open it, and I have whatever I want. So this is definitely the way it is, and I think we all agree on that. And connectivity issue as well. Everybody and everything will be connected if they aren't yet. The right people for a new project. Choose these in your own feeling, especially when you want to introduce a new project, a new initiative. Choose yourself, because you have to work with them. And in our case, it was the people we were doing the innovation strategy with in the chamber. I approached them first and say, well, look, we have something new here. Are you interested in participating? What will be the first question? What is it? What is it? And generally, people don't tend to really research on it. So if you can't make it clear within 2 or 3 sentences what it really is, set up a meeting and tell them in 1 hour. No. And it was some time. So this is really the thing, what it is in the very beginning. Talk to the people as much as you can and ask for their approval on that. And in our case, I choose these people, which are very cooperative, and I thank them very much for supporting our project. Located a colleague from the industry division, from the education, and consultants from the market. So we have both internal and external support, which is also very important. And what is the team then good for? On the one hand side, for the support, direct, but also for criticism. And that is a real good thing. If you have criticism before you have asked budget, learn from it, absorb it, and try to get rid of it in a sensible manner. And then, of course, since we have people from the market, we have strong people from the market, use their multiplication factor, multiplying factor. Then the network itself, internal network, works pretty well. We have informed basically all divisions about our initiative. We communicated a lot, and we got approval on the first stage. So just do it and let's see what's going to happen. That's basically the first answer about it. People will be against it if they weren't approached in the very first time. From the external perspective, we use the experts network, expert innovation consultants from the experts group of the Federal Chamber, which are great multipliers because they are already consulting companies in Vienna, outside Vienna, and they have an internal network as well. And we brought these on board. Communicated in a good way, so we use all the media we have at hand, which is still newspaper, websites, we're on Facebook, and email, the old traditional email and newspaper, but it works. And of course, between these two, the interlinkages within the network have to be documented as well. We have to know who from my team internally knows somebody from my team externally before, and what can be the additional questions that arise between those. So are they talking without me talking to them and things like that? So these are the interlinkages I identified as well then. Training opportunities was on the very beginning an offer from Luke. He said, okay, you can have these licenses and you can use the tools, but you will need training. I said, well, okay, then let's show us something, how we should train or what we can train. And that's what we put in the proposal then as well. And this was an exciting moment. We met, I think we were about 20 people or so, including the internal employees of the chamber. We've got 5 of them, and then the external consultant, bringing them together and having a 2 days training with a lot of interaction, with a lot of games, with a lot of fun, and this was really great to get everybody's commitment for this project. And in addition, Luke is offering now webinars. Everybody can attend, which is appreciated as well from the market, in-person training. I feel comfortable now if somebody from the market asks me, what is that? What I just found on your website, I feel very comfortable to tell him, look, you have this and this opportunity, collaboration, you've ever heard of it, and so, and this works. So the internal capacity we build up with this training and with constant interaction and self-study, of course, works so far that we can present this service to the market then. And stakeholder workshops we do as well. We have a workshop series on innovation where we include these games as a candy tool in addition to the content. If somebody's interested, we go further with this person. Money comes in here the first time because training has to be paid and so. And if it's not money, then it's time, and time is money, so everything comes together and it works pretty well. So how can I commit people to sit in 2 days and leave their customer, not leave, but not be with their customers and so on? It's 2 times for 20 people, or 15 of them being consultants from the market. It's quite some money, so I have to convince them that it's good to be there, that they will gain additional knowledge, what they can bring in addition to their customer, and then have an additional return on investment for what they have invested there. Training opportunities we offered for free to them, catering as well. Then inside the organization, we are in a very comfortable position at the moment. We have great support from our chiefs. We are quite new, so everybody is kind of testing what's going to happen, what's the initiative like, how does it look like, what's the market reacting on that. And basically there are just 2 things from our side that we have to answer with yes. So the first thing is it good for the market? Is it good for our members in addition? So this has to be yes, and is it good for the chamber? If both is yes and not maybe or no, we can proceed and go on, and so far everything looks great and 2 sides are a yes, and this works pretty well. And the way it is usually done can be a bit leapfrogged with these 2 yeses and with this new initiative. External demand, of course, every time ask it in advance before paying money to anybody. Is there somebody interested in that? Well, yeah, but it's really important. There are many things that it's apparent, but well, anyway. And then bring the potential multipliers on board as soon as possible. As soon as you know something and as soon as you do want to do something, bring them on board and say, okay, give me support, are you interested, give me feedback, give me criticism on that, and that's about it. Next thing is then negotiation with the partners. And there I found it really excellent that Luke is always here to, Luke and his team, I have to say. They're always here for minor questions, for big questions, for changes within the concept, so to say. And this is really, for us and for our members, a big support because this builds up trust between the partners and trust for the product. And I feel it's a very important issue. And then the institutionalization. This is us, so to say. For our members, there's one number to call, there's one email to call, and they will always land on every question, any question there is, they're related to innovation, call them, call us. And on the other hand, you will see the word cloud, which is basically offering all the services our organization has to offer in line with the innovation process of the company, so to say, from the idea to the market. On every single stage, we try to have services for our members for any questions with idea. Just to name a few, idea management, conceptualization, intellectual property, legal perspectives, prototyping, marketing, market entry. So these are covered here. Two flagship projects, so to say, they are in English. There's one a serious game related to Luke, and the other one is innovation to company. This is where rather large companies in Austria were seeking for matchmaking initiatives with startups. So they had real business problems and asked the market for it, and we're so the intermediate to negotiate between startups and bring them to pitching days to the companies, and the companies then select a few of these ideas. So these are the two projects, big projects we have. And that's the product. And only when everything is done, I dare to hand it to my chief and say, well, there is something, and how about the budget? Only then. And this worked fine because there's just a few questions, 1, 2, 3. We had to explain it in about one pager. What is it about? What does it bring? And what is the sustainability aspect about it? In addition to these two, is it good for us? Is it good for our members? And that's how we started in the end. And then there was a market entry, so to say, and we approached our members. Together with the consultant, we approached rather big companies in the beginning, and there were all the questions here, not all, just a few of them actually, that were very interesting in the very beginning, saying, I want to use this, or I would like to, but I have no time for the training. I don't want to, spend so much time to get really familiar with this, how it works and what I can do. I don't know the exact use of it. I don't understand it from your perspective. So what could it be for my personal business case? I'm not sure about my innovation process as a whole. Am I innovative? I don't know. We'll see. Do I really use that? Need that? Do I need partners? Or I do need partners for them. Where do I get my customers from if I want to integrate them? How about the financial aspects? And I have actually no time for setting up these issues. So these were the points we heard. And I clearly communicated here because we were aware in the beginning that there will be the crowd, so to say, all our members, whoever are interested in this, will be kind of tempting and really waiting who is using it first, who is producing a good business case out of it, and what's the success stories about it. They will ask us in the very first time, what is the product? Not being unrealistic, they will come to us and say, what is the product about? And we have knowledge in-house. Then they will look at the product. So to say, the first arrow is from, they will find the link on our website and some description about it. Then they will go to this page and have a look at it, and may be interested in it and come back to us and say, okay, I'm going to use that because the license is for free, you're offering it for free, and I want to use it. And the good thing is we have knowledge in-house, we can show them how to use it. If they don't dare, if they're not so computer literate, or if they don't have time or whatever, we have funded consultancy service, so the consultants we have at hand go to them more or less for free for several hours and present it. And then the actual process starts. So we send them back. And the good thing is here, what I actually said, there's a pool of consultants from the market for the market. This then goes back to the tools. They know about the tools as well. They are trained as us. And they can even function as a multiplier, approaching the crowd themselves directly or bringing in their members. And if I need more people on the one hand side, we talked about the participatory budgeting today, we just cluster them. The innovation consultants are not really broad innovation consultants, they're specific on some areas. One is responsible for funding opportunities, the other one looks at the supply chains, the next one looks at, EU projects, the next one looks at really IT startups, and so on and so on. So we can cluster them about a specific topic using, okay, it makes more sense to bring in these 5 or these 6 or whomever. So this is a benefit of it as well. And I think with this framework, just skip out these questions, because we have set up whatever possible to support our members using this tool. And then this point comes, I want to and I will. This is very important, and then it's a success story for us. So summing up, structure is the same, like everybody of you knows this. We have producers, facilitators, players, just on several locations. And in addition, we offer the funded consulting services via our consultancies. We fund them in addition. We give access through their platform via our link on our website, and direct first information through the CCI Vienna. We can as well contribute to the games if in need. We have a pool, internal employees who can also have access to it and support the enterprises doing it directly. And that's about it. And I'm looking forward to your questions. Thank you very much.